Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler takes place this weekend in the feature fight position of UFC 268, Usman versus Covington 2, and I can't wait to break down this fight because this might just be the most entertaining style matchup on paper there has ever been in MMA history. It's definitely one of them. Now, another one of them is Francis Ngannou versus Derek Lewis. Now, I do hope this doesn't go down the same pathway as Ngannou versus Lewis, and we don't just see Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler staring at each other for 15 minutes, afraid to do anything to each other, but I don't believe that's going to happen. I truly believe there is less than a 1% chance that this fight is not exciting in any way whatsoever. There is definitely going to be either a finish on either end, or there's going to be an all-out war for 3 rounds, and I'm interested in any of those ways that this fight can go. I do believe that Michael Chandler is going to win this fight. I think he's a great underdog here. I truly believe this is more of a 50-50 type situation between Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler is quite a hefty underdog here, so I'm going to take him as the underdog. I believe this is a very close fight, 51%, 49%. I give the 51% chance to Michael Chandler here. Momentum is on his side, activity is on his side as well. He's got this one last chance to get himself right back into the top of the division. He says he's going to call out Conor McGregor if he wins this one as well, so there's big stakes on the line for Michael Chandler. He could legit change his entire career pathway with this one victory here by calling out Conor McGregor, changing his entire financial situation as well. Justin Gaethje, of course, wants to win this one. If he loses 2 in a row here, it's not going to be a good look for Justin Gaethje. He's going to have to work his way right back to the top of the lightweight division, and I honestly don't even see Justin Gaethje doing that because Justin Gaethje believes that he has earned a title shot if he wins this fight against Michael Chandler, and I must say, I don't know if I agree with him, to be honest with you. You're on a 1-fight win streak if you win this one. I think he's going to need another fight in the meantime as well. Maybe that could be Conor McGregor. Who knows? But you can't really give Justin Gaethje a title shot, especially if, let's say, Islam Makhachev goes out there and beats a Beneil Dariush or even calls out the winner of this fight for a matchup next. I don't think they're going to give Gaethje a title shot here, but let's talk about the fight and how I'm going to predict it. I think it's going to be a crazy fight from the jump, and I'm going to go with Michael Chandler via rear naked choke in the first round. I don't think it's going to come by way of him taking down Justin Gaethje per se, as much as I think it's going to come down to the fact that Michael Chandler's going to drop Justin Gaethje in the first round. Gaethje's going to fall backwards. He's going to go to get back up, and then Michael Chandler's going to go for him on the ground. I think there's going to be other moments in this fight where there's going to be danger for Justin Gaethje as well. I think he might get a couple of kicks caught by Michael Chandler, who's a shorter guy. Gaethje for sure is going to be trying to use those calf kicks on Michael Chandler. Chandler's going to know this going into the fight because, of course, Michael Chandler had those problems with Brent Primus where he got hit on the peroneal nerve and his entire foot shut down in that fight, the same way O'Malley's did against Vera and Cejudo's did against Demetrius Johnson in that first round as well. But history suggests that doesn't mean you're now prone to that injury all the time, every time. It's a random thing that happens to your knee. I don't believe Michael Chandler is even that prone to calf kicks, but he did have that one moment that Gaethje's going to be looking at and thinking, you know what, if I can shut down his peroneal nerve with a solid calf kick here in the right position maybe, I'm probably going to shut down his leg and win this fight. However, Cejudo then went on, after having his peroneal nerve shut down against Demetrius Johnson, to beat TJ Dillashaw and then get his legs destroyed for about 2 straight rounds against Marlon Moraes, and there was no problem whatsoever with his feet whatsoever. He went on, he pushed the pace, he broke Marlon Moraes in the later rounds of that fight and got the TKO win. Now, I do believe Chandler's going to have to deal with those calf kicks. I think catching a couple of them and sort of just offering a bit of an offensive of grappling against Justin Gaethje is going to sort of make Justin Gaethje not want to throw him as much. He was way more selective on how he used those kicks against Khabib Nurmagomedov in their fight, and I do believe with Michael Chandler knowing that he can take this to the ground, he has a huge advantage here. Chandler knows that Gaethje won't shoot on him. Gaethje knows that he's not going to shoot on Chandler. In a fight where it's so close and so crazy, and Gaethje's been out for about a year, and he did not look good in his Khabib fight, let's be real, on the ground, I think Chandler's going to be thinking to himself, you know what, if there's the opportunity, I'm going to shoot a nice takedown here and just pass over Gaethje's guard like Khabib did, because I know that Khabib is good. But Gaethje on the ground against Khabib Nurmagomedov, I predicted this fight to go exactly that way. I said there is a massive hole in Gaethje's ground game. The wrestling defense thing is a myth to try and dispel people from wanting to try and take him down. If you do actually get on top of Gaethje on the ground, he's not going to have an answer whatsoever. And I said Khabib is going to pass right over his guard like it's nothing and submit him in the first round or the second round. I ended up saying the first round, and he almost did do it in the first round if the bell didn't save Justin Gaethje from that armbar or whatever Khabib was going for at the end of that first round. Now, Gaethje knows that Chandler in the first round of this fight, where they're both worried about KOing each other out cold, has the option to shoot a takedown on him. I think that's going to make him a little bit more picky with what leg kicks he throws and how early on in the fight he throws them. I think that's going to make them less effective, more obvious, more telegraphed, and you saw in the Khabib fight, against an opponent who knows, where Gaethje knows they want to take him down, against that type of opponent that has the ability to get him down to the ground, he don't fight the same. He shells up. He looks claustrophobic out there. He gasses out a bit quicker as well. I mean, he was breathing heavy in the second round against Khabib. He wasn't even breathing heavy in the post-fight interview against Tony Ferguson. In the second round against Khabib, all of the mental fatigue that he had, thinking, oh, is this it? Is this where the takedown's coming? Oh, shit, is it there? Oh, my God, I've just got another leg kick. That'll be another free pass for me. Hopefully I can get a couple more of those before he eventually does shoot this takedown. Oh, is this the takedown again? He looked so hesitant and so shelled up the entire time. He completely gassed himself in fear and worry and anxiety in the cage. And Michael Chandler is just as threatening of an opponent, but if not more on the feet for Chandler as well. So he's got to worry about one punch KO power on the feet from Michael Chandler, which can happen. I'm telling you right now, and you will agree with this, there is a 10% chance that Michael Chandler not just finishes Justin Gaethje. I think there's a higher chance of that. There's a 10% chance that Michael Chandler flatline KOs Justin Gaethje out cold in the first minute. Now, there's also a chance that Gaethje could do that to Chandler. I just believe with all of the different avenues of success that Michael Chandler has going into this matchup, I don't think it's going to be good for Gaethje. He's been out for a long time. I don't know where his mind's at right now because he's getting paid a shit ton of money to show up to this. He's not a hungry guy anymore. Now, Chandler's earned some good money in his career as well, but he's never had that moment. He's never had that opportunity to really call himself the best in the world, and Gaethje hasn't had that either. But that year off for Justin Gaethje stinks to me. It stinks. For a guy in Justin Gaethje who is 32 years of age, he wasted a year of his fucking prime. No injuries, no problems. I'm not fucking fighting for a year. I'm having some time off. Michael Chandler ain't in that mindset whatsoever. I lose to Charles Oliveira in May. Fuck it. Give me Gaethje in November, MSG. I'll come back. I'll get a nice big win. I'm active. I'll stay active. I'll stay ready. He beat Dan Hooker at the start of this year. Fought Charles Oliveira in the middle of this year. Now he's fighting again at the end of this year in Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje hasn't fought since October of last year, and it was a harrowing memory for him as well. Not to mention, Justin Gaethje, this is going to be his first time back in front of a crowd. I believe there was a crowd for the Charles Oliveira fight with Michael Chandler, a small crowd anyway. Gaethje has not had a crowd back in a while. There's going to be a big buzz. He's a bigger name now than he ever was before there was a crowd, so he's not going to expect a reception like this at MSG, really. He's never felt this before. He's been the guy who's been like the fan favourite out of the two fighters, but he's never been the huge superstar in front of the fans, and I think it's going to build up. I think there's going to be a lot of tension in the first round, and I think it's going to come down to activity, momentum, and options, and I'm going with Michael Chandler. Justin Gaethje does have a really nice check hook. I think that's going to be his best move to maybe use here against Michael Chandler. We saw that in the Charles Oliveira fight. Michael Chandler is somewhat susceptible to that left hook. He went to the body of Oliveira at the start of the second round, pulled back with his hand down by his waist. Oliveira found the read, landed a check hook on Michael Chandler. Chandler goes down. He pops right back up to try and defend himself, but Oliveira stays on him, lands a brutal knee to the chin, and finishes him off against the cage. But Justin Gaethje's been finished as well, and he's had his damage as well, so you're calling Michael Chandler chinny, some fans out there. I get it, he doesn't have an iron chin. He's not going to ignore punishment like fucking Marvin Vettori. But Gaethje's been chinned, nearly. Michael Johnson nearly chinned Gaethje. If Michael Johnson didn't shoot a fucking takedown after rocking Gaethje, I feel like he might have finished him in that fight if he wasn't such a fucking retard. Why did Michael Johnson shoot fucking takedowns on a literally out on his feet Justin Gaethje in that fight in the first and second round? He then lost to Eddie Alvarez by TKO. He then lost to Dustin Poirier by TKO. And these opponents, like Eddie Alvarez, they got him down for moments in those fights. They did. Eddie Alvarez took Justin Gaethje down in that fight with a body lock takedown from the back control and got Gaethje down for a second. You could see on Gaethje that threat of the takedown and the fact that Alvarez was even willing to go for it made him slow down in that fight more than it did in the Tony Ferguson fight, because Tony Ferguson had no attempt at a takedown until maybe round 4 where he tried an Iminari roll. I don't even know what he even fucking tried in round 4, but there was no effective a takedown whatsoever, and Gaethje just teed off on Tony Ferguson for 5 straight rounds. But Michael Chandler's very fucking good, very powerful. I think he's quicker than Justin Gaethje as well. I think he's going to be more switched on in the first round than Justin Gaethje as well. He is a big guy for the division. I know he's a short guy. I think he's about 5'8", and Justin Gaethje's 5'10". Says he's 5'11", but he's not 5'11". He's not 3 inches taller than McGregor or 2 inches taller than McGregor. I'm sure if you did a Gaethje versus McGregor face-off, Gaethje would be about an inch taller than him. I think he's about 5'10" in the lightweight division. Chandler's a big guy. He's a chunk of a man for that division as well, and he's got a reach advantage here as well, which is a big deal. When you're the shorter opponent and the powerhouse, and you have a reach advantage, and you're the grappler, Gaethje's got so much to worry about here. As soon as this fight starts, Chandler's got one thing to worry about. Don't get overextended, and don't get caught by a counter hook. And also avoid the calf kicks a bit as well. Gaethje's going to be in his mind right now at the start of the fight. Fuck, what about the big overhand? Fuck, what about that front kick to the stomach? What if he goes for this and then steps in with the big right hand behind it? What if he throws a takedown immediately into the fight and goes for a takedown? What if he tries catching one of my kicks and goes for a single leg takedown, or just picks me up and ankle picks me in the center of the cage? What if he comes out with a full wrestling heavy approach? What if he doesn't do anything and just shimmies around on the outside? It's so much easier for Chandler to predict what Gaethje's going to do than it is the other way around. And I think in a fight like this where it's so explosive early on, it's going to benefit Chandler. I think he's going to land a couple of body shots on Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje is very prone to body shots, and I think Chandler has one of the best right hands to the body in the game. His straight right hand to the body is such a nasty technique. He used it against Dan Hooker, used it against Charles Oliveira. I like that move for him here. I think he's going to utilize it early, move away from the leg kicks early, shift in and out, be a little bit more bouncy on the feet than he normally is. Back Justin Gaethje up as well, so he's always on one leg and always sort of overcrowded if he does want to throw those kicks. Back up Justin Gaethje with those body shots. Shimmy in and out of range. Don't be there in the pocket with Gaethje so he can just chop at your calf. Throw big shots upstairs. Make Gaethje go backwards. Make him worry about a takedown early. Maybe catch one of his kicks. Threaten like you're going to do something with a takedown and then go back to the body again. Gaethje shells up a bit more. He doesn't know really what to do. Chandler's still pressing forward. I think Gaethje's going to go for a leg kick again. This time Chandler's going to blitz right in with a straight right hand. As Gaethje goes for a leg kick, put him down on his ass. Gaethje's going to be down on his ass. He's going to pop back up, try and get back to his feet. That's where Chandler's going to start initiating some wrestling. He's going to get the body lock on the back, put the hooks in, get the rear naked choke on Gaethje in the first round. I think he's going to drop him on the floor. Gaethje's going to scramble to get back to his feet, and that's where Chandler's going to take advantage of him and put in the rear naked choke finish. First round, RNC, Michael Chandler. Gaethje doesn't tap this time. He goes out cold, completely flatlined. Gaethje's done. I think he's done. And I'm not just saying that because, listen, there's a part of me throughout this week that has wanted both of these fucking cunts to lose. Because Justin Gaethje, he was good at one point. I liked Gaethje at one point. Now he's a bit delusional with a lot of the stuff that he says. And he keeps coming out with this shit. And I'm like, Gaethje, I just had a day of liking you again. I just watched a couple of highlight videos. And I'm liking Gaethje again. And then he comes out with another quote like, man, Oliveira's a quitter, man. Dustin Poirier would have quit in that fight if I got another round. Yeah, but you got finished in that fight, Justin Gaethje, you know? Yeah, Oliveira, yeah, Poirier was the one in the hospital. I was out taking pictures with fans. Yeah, without the fucking flash on, he would have a fucking seizure from your concussion. Like, I don't understand Gaethje's mindset. He's been out for a year! A whole year! You ain't making improvements, you're taking time off. This is a momentum-based fight. You need to be switched on. Minute 1, or it could be all over. You've had a year off? Fuck off! And Chandler's got the takedown for it. I'm picking Michael Chandler here. And he's got the reach advantage. And he's got the speed advantage. And I think he's stronger in the grappling as well. So I'm going to go with Michael Chandler, rear naked choke round 1 after dropping Justin Gaethje. But Michael Chandler's been fucking annoying me recently as well because, listen, I'm all for the fucking pick yourself up by the bootstraps and get right back to work, man, but every fucking Embedded episode you got some fucking speech for us? Like, it's getting a bit much, Michael Chandler, yeah? Like, someone will ask him a basic question like, cool looking flowers over there, right? Yeah, when I blossomed into my MMA career years ago, I knew it was either find the light or find the dark. And I chose to find the light, just like the flower, and I blossomed. And now I'm here in the UFC blossoming, in front of a 50,000 people arena. And I'm going to show my son that you get back up. When you get knocked down, and you get in there, you pull your bootstraps up, and you get the victory. I don't know, Chandler's way of speaking is pissing me off. Wouldn't mind seeing him get chinned anyway. But Gaethje pisses me off as well, honestly. So fuck it. One of them just fucking die. Anyway. No, don't. I don't want that to be on paper. One of them just like really badly get hurt, please. And I think it's going to be Chandler doing it to Gaethje. Momentum, activity. Got it in the bag. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And options. Options is a big deal here in the first minute of a firefight. Goodbye.